Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, also known as ETCG1, and if it is your birthday, yes, I do this. Happy birthday. Well, some time ago I posted a video about my new Snap-on KRL1023 toolbox, which I've got to say I absolutely love. Now that I've been using it for a little bit over a month, I don't know how I lived without it. I mean, it's changed the way I worked. It's made me more efficient, I believe. I'm really, really happy. I have no regrets, no buyer's remorse whatsoever about this thing. But I had given premium members of my website a glimpse into all the tools and everything, and in that time things have changed a little bit, so we're going to give you, the general public, a look inside my Snap-on KRL1023. I'll post a link in the description to those videos that I just mentioned so you can check them out. But there's a lot of tools to get to, so we should get to this toolbox tour like right now. All right, let's start out here. This is the work area as it is today. I put up another shelf over here with another light, namely because I wanted to get everything off of the workbench except for my tub of towels. It's really nice having a workbench with virtually nothing on it. I love it. So therefore I moved everything up to that shelf. The first thing my eyes go to when I get to work now, my toolbox. I just want to walk over to it and gravitate. And this is what I've done with the top. Added all my chargers, all that stuff, easily accessible. It was always set up for that anyway. Some spare gloves, some spare parts, some spare stuff, but this right here is an awesome work surface, but I have to keep it clean because I have to. It still feels new. Anyway, we'll start over on this side and work our way over. We'll save this big, beautiful drawer for later. This is like the go-to drawer for stuff, writing implements, feeler gauges, magnifying glass, thermometers, just tubing cutters. Nothing really, but stuff that I grab for, some batteries for stuff. Below that, we have some specialty stuff. I've got, well, since I've been working on the Fairmont, whoa! Yay. Every once in a while that happens. I have a hole in the ceiling. It's just funny that it happened just now while I'm shooting a video, and I hate it when it happens because I got to clean up that mess now. Back to our regularly scheduled, oh, and by the way, this happened over here a while ago, and then a couple years before that it happened over there. The drywall up in the ceiling wasn't put up very well, and it gets kind of soggy, and there's a lot of weight with that insulation. Whatever. You just got bonused. Anyway, back to our toolbox tour. So I've been doing a lot of work with like AN fittings and stuff lately. So I have stuff to work with AN fittings. And I found out that this small wrench set that I had just wasn't going to work because some fittings were a little different. So I got these adjustable wrenches, which are really cool, and they're aluminum. So yes, those of you across the pond say, hey, he's finally saying it properly. But other specialties tools are also in here. This is the electrical repair type of drawer, soldering, that kind of thing, back probing, stuff for cleaning connectors, once again for soldering, crimping tool. My bulb pliers, I did a little short video on social media about these. I like these. These are for taking out bulbs. I'll link the stuff in the description. All kinds of air fittings, junk like that. And this is a kit for cleaning electrical terminals and such. Diagnostical type things. This is a tire gauge that I've never really used. They gave it to me when I worked at Acura. Whatever. Vacuum gauge, vacuum pump, compression gauge, hydrometer. And I couldn't really find a place to put, fuel pressure tester. I couldn't really find a place to put like the padding that I use to fix dash rattles, junk like that, so it ended up here. Also, my spark tester ended up here. Not real sure why, but it did. Below that, some brake tools, quick disconnect, oil change type stuff, brushes. Oh, and yeah, these. I kind of want to get more of these. I get these at Harbor Freight. They're just cheap plastic little clips. And I use these a lot for a lot of stuff, especially when I glue something or hold it. Those are darn useful and cheap. The glove drawer. I also got a couple of new tape measures in this drawer, and things that go with like my Rolox, my spinning stuff. I'm going to try some of these gloves in addition to the gloves that I have been using. This is an old straight die grinder under here that I forgot I even had, that was buried under the stuff in the old toolbox. Some other samples of gloves, die grinder bits, stuff that goes in die grinders. Bench buddies, these guys clean out bores, especially with transmissions, stuff like that. Very good for cleaning out valve bodies. Not something I do often, but when I do, that's what I use. And then cut off wheels and other stuff that goes with roll-lock stuff. Below that we have the drill drawer. Like everything drilling, like all the drill bits, like all these are all drill bits. But I mainly use these because these are like awesome Japanese drill bits that are amazing. The rest of these are just to get the actual size. So I drill pilot holes with these and then I use these. But the angle drill, the big drill, the pneumatic drill, the bits. Below that we have Torque City and also some specialty tools. So these are all my torque wrenches. This is my beam wrench. You've seen my long 1/2-inch Snap-on. This is my 3/8 Snap-on, and this is my inch-pound. Degree gauge, the other oil pressure or oil filter wrench that I couldn't fit anywhere else. Trunk tool, Ford radio tools, battery cleaner, stuff for compressing valves and pressing in seals, and clutch alignment tools and tie rod tools and stuff like that. And then lastly, we have thread repair. And this tap and die set I've had for many years. And then also recently I've gotten these thread repair kits. Unfortunately, I have to go to this drawer more often than I like because I'm working on old junky stuff and whatever. Sometimes things get cross-threaded. Anyway, this is one of my favorites, this top drawer. This is pneumatic and electric land, and I have to pan, it's so big. I mean, look at the size of this drawer and the stuff that's in it. Tons of stuff. All my pneumatic tools are in here. My new Milwaukee drill, which everybody seems to love, Milwaukee electric tools. Everybody said, the buckle clip's on upside down. Well, guess what? I just took it off. Okay, relax. It also has this, I don't know, holder. So if you really want to crank on it. My electric impacts, I am really liking this Ingersoll one right now. This 3/8 right here. Maybe I should start doing tool reviews again. Other ones, these are pneumatic. These are actually impacts. So these are angled impacts. This is for getting into tight areas. And these are the electric versions of both of those same things that Ingersoll wanted me to try out. And I haven't really had a chance to try these out. It's not something I use often because I've been working on that. And then also all the die grinders. I ended up getting a new die grinder because I killed my old one after like 15 years. Astro saw, I like this guy, cutoff wheel, all the air hammer attachments. So there's quite a bit in this drawer. Oh, and this is all my torque sticks, Astro pneumatic torque sticks, like those. Now this next drawer is equally impressive, but it could use some improvements, namely something to put these wrenches in. But even without that, now I have all my wrenches at a glance. You know, it's just so nice to walk over here instead of like, these were all in a pile. Like this whole section here was all in a pile. So I had to dig through and say, okay, all right, where's the next one? Where's the next one? Now having them all laid out like this, I just walk up and I'm like, yeah, that's the next one right there. So I love, love, love it. And I was able to get my Mac wrenches out because I've got a set of straight Mac wrenches similar to what I had with the Snap-ons. And those are also quite good. In fact, sometimes I like these better than I like the Snap-ons just because they seem to have a somewhat lower profile. After that, we get to the smaller drawers. And we'll start with this guy. This is screwdriver driver slash files. Some of those things, my Eastwood magnetic tip ones that I like. Some old ones that I've had left over. This one's actually a seal puller that I made. And what else we have? No, nothing terribly exciting. This stuff is for like pulling wires and stuff through tight, confined areas. This is for removing jets from Holley carburetors. These are just more files, just in smaller form. Yeah, Harbor Freight files. How are they going to screw up a file? I don't know. This is, I didn't have as much 1/4-inch stuff as I thought, but this is 1/4-inch land. I actually sent in, finally, my swivel socket to Mac so that I could have a complete set. I'd broken the 13mm 1/4-inch swivel from them a long time ago. I have sent off the Macco extension, hoping to get that back. And these are cool. I just got these. I haven't really had a chance to use them. They're like Astro ratcheting tubing wrenches. Okay, I'll have to try those out. They're just neat. And my beta nut drivers. I love these nut drivers because they're flexible. I've done reviews on these, so you can check those out. And once again, since I'm doing fuel line type stuff, I got a set of these cutters so that I could cut the fuel line more easily, valve adjustment stuff. This weird ratchet that I never hardly use, also more 1/4 inch stuff. So this is the land of 1/4 inchness. Below that, T-handle land, right? I got a whole drawer just for T-handles. And also I put all my extensions. I was never able to fit this extension into the drawer with the rest of the extensions, so it was always elsewhere, so I hardly ever used it because I always forgot that I had it. And this is one of the things I'm talking about where having a box like this has made me more efficient. It makes access to the tools that I have that much better. Now I go directly to them. Love it, absolutely love it. But I love my T-handles, I really do. Below that, yes, socket land. Soak it in. This drawer could use some improvements as well, but it houses all of the sockets that I use. And I also got some of these Ingersoll super sockets for taking off crank bolts. Can't wait till the next time I'm dealing with a pesky Honda crank bolt to try that out. And all the sockets that I've had for years and years, and some new ones. This whole set I'd had, and I couldn't fit it anywhere, but it fits beautifully in here. So now I've got access to a whole other 1/2 inch set of tools. Love it. And they're all marked, which is nice. That's like super helpful. You can just dive right to it, and also printed on the outside. This is a power belt set here. And let me just show you something real quick. Okay, so this is the power belt ratchet, and we're gonna get to this. We're gonna jump ahead. Oh, we're jumping ahead. We're jumping ahead. So this is my ratchet drawer, but take a look at this Snap-on 1/2 inch ratchet. See how there's a lot of similarity there? Just saying. Just saying, there's a lot of similarity there. So between, this is power belt, and the other one was Snap-on. So just putting that out there. So yeah, this is the ratchet drawer. We'll close this up. And you know, I never really use these all that much, but they're made for getting into tight areas, and these things are made for leverage. And this is my lovely breaker bar. See, they're all together now. It's like they can all be friends and hang out together now, where they couldn't before. All right, that's a heavy drawer. And the hammer drawer. This could have almost been the trusty cook drawer. They're the ones that hooked me up with all these hammers. They gave me a bunch to give away at the meetup, and I had so many that I had some left over. I have a sledgehammer in this drawer. There's a sledgehammer in a drawer in my toolbox. Pretty stinking amazing. All kinds of stuff to hit too, and these are all my punches and stuff like that. So I still have these piled up a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. Now I can access all this stuff, and I've been getting into using these types of hammers, you know, as opposed to the old traditionals. And we have the final drawer, which has some more diagnostic type stuff, and my Coast light, but also measuring tools. These are like my, this is my caliper here. Hard to open one-handed, it's a little awkward. So yeah, just for taking quick measurements. And these are, once again, for making those fuel lines. And this is my micrometer set, and my impact driver is down here. Below that, brake caliper tool. And of course, puller, pressure tester, floor camera, which is awesome, some lubricants. You know, you never know when you get any of those. Timing light that I'm honestly thinking about replacing, and these are attachments that go along with the pressure tester for different types. And there's like a remote start switch. Oh, and I forgot, I also have my drivers for building rear ends. Like this will knock the shims in. I'll link that in the description so you can see how that's used too. And then electrical stuff that I sometimes use in there. You know, that's actually my old Radio Shack setup. I have better tools and stuff now. We've already showed you the ratchet drawer. Below that, pliers. Lots and lots of pliers. Specialty pliers, pretty pliers. World's biggest roach clips. No, tool company sent me these. It's called the Mantis. But if you drop something down into an area that's difficult to get to that isn't magnetic, usually I reach for a magnet, I use this guy to like grab something that fell down in some place where it shouldn't be. Works really well. More pliers, Micanipics, also reviews on that, vice grips and such. We're almost done, right? The electrical drawer. Now, here's the funny thing, is I have all these tools and they look hardly used because I really don't use them all that often. I've been using, and have used forever, my multimeter, my Blue Point, but this thing's actually a fluke. And a fluke meter, I mean. So even though it says Blue Point on it, it's still a fluke meter, and I bought it used off the tool truck. And I bought it cheap because the ammeter didn't work, but I just went in and replaced the fuses and then it worked after that, so it was golden. This is like a $400 deal. I got this one from OTC also, which I don't know if I'm just used to this older interface or what. We didn't get along all that well, but I mean, I use this and I use this ammeter. I never really use test lights, I use my power probe. But I have all this stuff here if I want, and butane soldering irons. But that's the point. I mean, I have so much space, it's like, why waste it? Why not just put stuff in it? And that's the mentality, and tool truck guys know this, that if you get a big toolbox, they'll know you want to fill it up. My grinder, it's nice to have over here. We have, my snap ring plier kit, some really great rivet guns that can install all kinds of crazy stuff, not just rivets, but studs, and also nuts like down inside of enclosed areas. AC Delco inspection camera. This is my sniffer, my leak detection sniffer, and my oil pressure gauge that's super cheap from Harbor Freight. But that is my toolbox tour and my new workbench / area, which I love. Like I said, getting all that stuff off of the workbench, super helpful. Well, I hope you enjoyed my toolbox tour, my new toolbox tour. I love it. I've got a lot of work to do today, so I got to get in there and start using some of these tools on stuff. EricTheCarGuy.com if you got automotive questions. Outside of that, there'll be other links in the description to other important stuff that you should check out. I will close this video with be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.